So percent increase, decrease, day 2. Your notes that you have already has all the blanks filled in. Okay? So you should quickly be able to help me fill out my chart. So in order to find a percent increase, decrease,
100.
we start at
100.
100 what?
Percent.
Step 2, Cheyenne. What do I do according to step 2? What do I need to plug in on my lines? Yeah, add or subtract. So then we're going to add or subtract the percent change. Step 3 then tells me to do what, Nico? Say it again. So change the percent to a decimal. Nico, how do I change a percent to a decimal? So I would write that. Write that next to that. Just divide by 100. That goes with step 3. Okay? This number is then called what, Bobby? The multiplier. And then the final step, step 4, Zach, what am I supposed to do?
Multiply by the multiplier.
Take the original amount and multiply it by the multiplier. Okay?
6. And multiplier.
Say again.
We have 6 after the P. And multiplier.
Is that a 6?
What does he tell us?
I have no clue.
T-I-P.
Multiplier. No, it's just really sloppy. You have it nice and neat on your notes already. Okay, so we have 5 examples that we're going to go through. So we already talked about that day 1, day 2. But remember, if we're going to do multiple increases or decreases, if you're going to have, like right here, you have how many percent changes? 2. So how many multipliers are you going to have? 2. So how many times are you going to have to repeat steps 1 through 3? 2. So just to remember, you can actually have more than that too. You can have up to 3 or 4 or 5. It depends on how many times you're going to change that increase or decrease. Okay, so my husband and I were letting our kids use our laptop to do IXL. It's like a math program that they have through their school. Well, my son is a little... Sometimes he doesn't stop and think before he acts, and he decided that he was going to have fruit juice next to the computer as he was working on IXL. So he spilled fruit juice on the keyboard. The keyboard got all sticky, wouldn't work. So my husband and I had to go to Best Buy and get us a new laptop. The laptop that we found was $599. But we got lucky because at least there's a little bit of a discount of 10%. So if it's discounted, is that going to be an increase or decrease in the price?
Increase.
Discounted. It's going to be a decrease in the price. So we are going to step at
100.
timeout. It disconnected me. All right. So we are going to start at Zach.
Minus 10%. That would be 90.
So we're decreasing 10%, which would equal 90%. So you did steps 1, 2, step 3.
Is divided by 100. And you want me to give the answer?
Which would be
9 point. Wait, no, 0.9.
there we go.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Think about that for a second.
That's all right. And that's my multiplier. Zach, finish this one up for me.
And then, wait, okay, so then you'd have to do 599 times 0.9.
So you took the original amount times your multiplier. And when you did that, when you take the original amount times the multiplier, what did you get?
We got it wrong.
539.
What was it? Okay.
Just tell me number for number.
539.1.
Okay. So we're dealing with money, right? So if I'm dealing with money, how many spots behind the decimal do I need?
2.
2. So I'm missing something there. So if I don't have a number there, what can I put in as a filler?
Spawn.
0. 0. I meant to say Zach. 0? 0. Yes, Zach. Good. So I'm going to plug in a 0. So the total of the computer with the 10% discount was $539.10. So we got a decent little amount off. Wasn't too bad.
And I was doing this in my head. This ain't fair.
No, that's good. No.
You kept asking me because Rabbi, I didn't have time to write down what I was doing.
Hey, Zach,
What you was
I want you to make it one day without complaining about anything.
I
That's your goal.
can't.
That's your goal.
You can't do it. It's impossible.
All right. Practice number 2. Fill in the blanks.
Yes, look. Are these like true stories? Or are these just kind of...
We actually did have to buy a new laptop, and Brayden actually did get something sticky all over the computer, but I don't remember how much the new laptop was.
You be telling up these stories a little quick.
Well, part of them are true.
It wasn't candy or
Okay. Now this one's true, but it's not the amount. So my husband, Ryan, he doesn't think our TV in the living room is big enough. So he wanted to get a new TV last Christmas. And keep in mind, last Christmas is when I found out I was pregnant. So I didn't want to buy any new clothes because why buy new clothes? I'm not going to fit in them for a while. So I decided I'd let him use my Christmas money for my parents to put it towards the TV as well. So he found this TV he thought he just had to have. The cost was $1,428. However, Best Buy decided they're going to make some extra money off of these people at Christmas and mark that price up 40%. So, if they're marking up the price, are they increasing the price or decreasing the price? They're increasing the price. So, Darren, what do I start at? What do I always start at?
Did you get the TV? I said 100%.
100%. Then what do I do, Darren?
Divide by...
No, not quite yet. Go to step 2.
Oh. Add 40%.
So add 40%. Hey guys, if I'm not calling on you, I don't want to hear you. Darren, 100% plus 40%. 140%. Dylan, what do I do with this percent now?
Divide by 100.
Divide it by 100 because I'm changing it to a decimal. Dylan, 140% divided by 100 is?
$1.4.
1.4. This number is called my multiplier. Circle it. So, here we have step 1, step 2, step 3. Bobby, step 4.
You take the price from the TV and then times it by 1.4.
What's that 1.4 called?
Our multiplier.
My multiplier. Stanisha, when you type that into your calculator, what number do you end up with?
1999.2.
Okay. So 1999.2. I'm going to add a 0 behind it. Now, when I'm dealing with money, at my decimal point, I have 1, 2, 3 numbers. What goes between or in front of my third number? Counting from the decimal. 1, 2, 3. What kind? A comma. It just makes it easier to read. And what am I missing? 2 things.
The dollar sign.
$, and box. Raise your hand if you could read this number to me.
I can. 1999.
Tanisha.
$1,999.20.
Good. The reason why I called on Tanisha is because she quietly raised her hand and waited patiently. Okay. Example number 3. Get ready.
Is it a big number?
Yep.
Do you guys all have it? Okay, here we go. So practice number 3.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a true story?
Tegan. Well, I can kind of make it true because this morning Avery packed her lunch, and as she was packing her lunch, Miss Tegan, our puppy, jumped up and ate half of her sandwich that she was making. So, on the way to work today, I had to stop by Schnucks to buy a loaf of bread. My kids like bunny bread, wheat bread. So the loaf of bread was $1.99. When I got to the cash register, they taxed me at 1.1%. So the first thing you need to identify, if I'm being taxed, is that going to be an increase in the amount I'm paying or a decrease?
Increase.
Increase. So let's see here. Kijan, what do I start at?
100. Oh, 1.1. Yeah, divided by 100.
Step 1 is what?
I guess for that.
Look at your notes. Top of your page.
Oh, start at 100.
100 what?
Percent.
100%. And then do what, Kajan?
Multimeter times 1.1. What's my vote?
Look at your notes. You know what to do. I think you're just frazzled because I called on you.
Oh,
Add 1.1%, which equals, Nico?
10, 1.1.
Raise your hand if you know what 100% plus 1.1% equals. Zach?
101.1%.
Okay. Raise your hand if you know what to do next. Zach?
You would basically divide it by 100, you would get 1.011, right?
Correct. Circle it. So that's my multiplier. Good. Kristen.
Yes.
Here we go.
1.0.
1.011. Kristen. So step 4 tells me multiply my original amount by my multiplier. So what did that bread originally cost me? $1.99.
There we go, got it.
And what's my multiplier, Kristen? Tell me. I can see it, but I want to hear it. Zach, be quiet. Thank you. Okay, good. So when we take $1.99 times 1.011, what do I end up with, Amaya?
2.01189.
Okay, that's going to be money. Amaya, I'm going to keep with you.
Yeah.
Which number am I going to round? So which number is in my hundreds place value or the nearest cent? The first one, right?
Yeah.
Look to the right. Is that number next to it 5 or greater?
No.
No. So the one that I have underlined, what do I do with the number that I have underlined? So what do I do with this one? Keep it the same. So the amount of the bread, when I paid for it, ended up being how much, Amaya?
$2.01.
$2.01. Nice job.
Did you just make this stuff up while you're in the car and then I got
No, I make it up on the spot.
Where do you get your bread? Because my bread's like
What?
No. I usually do Walmart grocery pickup.
Oh.
I get my fruit from either Deerbergs or Schnucks, so.
I go to Schnucks.
All right, moving right along.
I go to Target.
Practice number 4. So we have an $18 t-shirt. It's going to be discounted 30%. And then when I went to check out, it was taxed at 8.25%. So just looking at this problem, how many percent increase or decrease are you going to end up with? Zach, thank you. 2. So I'm going to underline them. My first is discounted 30%. My second is taxed at 8.25%. I want you to do the first steps 1 through 3 for me, Tanisha. So I want you to do the first percent change for me.
100% minus 30%.
30 what? Equals. Keep going, Tanisha. You're doing steps 1 through 3.
70.
Okay. Now what? Oh, he had your notes.
You divide
My fault. By?
100
Because you're changing it to a,
decimal.
which equals?
Equals
0.7. Yeah,
Good. Who wants the next steps 1 through 3? Zach, go.
Majority 100 plus 8.25.
Okay, now hold on. You got to go a little bit slower for me to get it down. Okay, when you add those two together, Zach, what do you end up with?
1.011. Divided by 100.
Because you're changing it to a?
Decimal. And you should get 1.0, not 825. Right?
Correct. And you circle it because it's your multiplier. Okay, so now we're ready for the final step. I don't want Stanisha or Zach to participate. So somebody else, raise your hand if you know how to complete the last step.
You got divided by the regular number.
We are not dividing it by anything.
I mean, not divided, multiply.
What is with you and dividing today? Is it like Kijan's word of the day? Okay, so Kijan said we're going to multiply it by our multiplier. So when you say multiply it, what do you mean by it?
Like 18.
The original amount. Good. So $18 times 0.7 times 1.0825. All right. Clear it out. So 18 times. Okay, so we get
13.6395.
So what number am I rounding? Which number do I need to underline? Zach.
The 3.
Okay, good. So I look to the right.
9.
Darren, is the number to the excuse me, is the number to the right 5 or greater? Yeah, so what happens to that 3? If that number to the right of 3, which it is 5 or greater, you said yes. Does that 3 stay the same or bounce up 1? Move up 1. Say it again, I just said moves up 1. So the price of the t-shirt is what? $13 and how much? 64 cents.
I get some,
Yeah, if it's
what's the name?
What? What did you do? You're like, what did you do? How did that happen? Vernell has some kind of like fungus growing on his finger. He's turning green. Okay, last practice problem.
What?
Okay, just looking at this one. How many multipliers am I going to end up with? 3. So how many times am I going to repeat steps 1 through 3? 3 times. All right, Zach, not Zach. Cheyenne, you're doing the first increase, decrease. Vernell, you're doing the second one. Bobby, you're doing the third one. So Cheyenne. So I'm going to underline them. Discounted 30%. That's the first one. Discounted again, 70%. That's the second one. Taxed at 9.1%. That's the third. So I said Cheyenne, Vernell, and Bobby. Okay, so I don't forget. All right, Cheyenne, what do I do first? Okay, equals? $70%. Keep going. Divide by 100. You end up with Does the bell ring at 55?
Yeah.
No, it's 05. No.
No, it's 55.
It's 55. No.
No, it's
I thought
05.
it was 05.
It's 05. It's 05. I'm like, holy cow. It is 05. Okay, sorry. All right. All right, Vernell. We're on to you. So you're doing my second multiplier. So I start at So what number do I always start at? Step 1 is 100 what? So 100%. Then what? It's discounted at 70%, so minus 70% equals it is. So 30%. Then what? Which equals? Okay? I'm going to circle it because it's my multiplier. Nice job, Vernell. Thank you. Oh, Bobby, you're lucked out with the pass.
You better not be sick. Go on.
Okay.
I want to go
Alright,
home.
what is it this time?
I don't know because they didn't put a code down for me to cheat. Okay, so now I'm going to pick on who have I heard from? Nico. I haven't heard from you very much today. All right, Nico. What do I do?
100%. You're, yeah. Minus.
No, tax that 9.1.
Plus 9.1.
Okay.
100 plus 9.1.
Correct.
10. 109.1.
There we go. 109.1% now. You
Divided
by, which equals
Oh, snap.
1.09.
0.9.1. Don't forget your 1. All right, so there are my 3 multipliers, my 3 increases and decreases. So now I'm ready to move to the final step, which is step 4. Raise your hand if you want to finish it off for me. All right, Zach, what do I do?
You do like $60 times 0.7 times 0.3 times 1.091. And that equals 13.7466.
You said 30?
13.
No, sorry, sure.
Yeah.
60 times 0.7 times 0.3 times 1.091. That's what I got too. So yeah, 60 times 0.7
What I got?
times 0.3 times 1.091. Yep,
Right?
13.7466. Okay. So wow. Oh yeah, because it's discounted twice. So if you went and got a sweater that was originally $60 and you're able to buy it for around $13, that's quite a deal. Which number is in my hundreds place value, or the nearest cent? The 4. Look to the right, 5 or greater.
Greater.
So that 4 that's underlined moves to a
5.
good. So the total price of the sweater is going to be
$13.75.
Well, that's what it is, right?
okay.
I'm good on this. I'm good on this one.
All right. Take one, pass it back. On this worksheet, at the top of the worksheet, put wrong bodies. At the top of the worksheet, put odds only. So I'm only going to make you do the odd numbers. So if I'm saying odds only, what numbers do those? What are odd numbers?
1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
So you only need to do 1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
I'm good downstairs now.
Hey, remember put my name on it?
Okay, I want you working until 11:02.
Listen to music.
Yeah, we don't really have enough time to get music out and going, so no music for today.
I'm
Yes, I am, thank you. So I want the odd numbers.
We leave at 11 o'clock or 11
11:05.
Mr. Albert's class, it should be 55 because it was your college. 55 is pretty much your college.
I'm going to write it for 11, okay? So work for a couple minutes, get one problem done, and then head down at 11, okay?
Okay, you went down there and came right back. 4:05.
Nah, you can just work for a couple minutes. Today's the 8th, okay?
If I ain't going down there, I'm gonna forget it.